Welcome to the Market Like a Coach podcast. I'm Angela Nauman, a master writing teacher and marketing coach. Here we dive into stories and strategies to refine your messaging, make your program shine, and turn your audience into raving fans. Ready to elevate your coaching game and build a thriving business with heart? Let's get started, my friend. It's time to market like a coach. Hey, my friends. I am pumped to come to you today to talk about re-engaging your audience that has gone cold. And I'll be real honest, like this is probably, I don't know how many times I have recorded this, forgot to hit record once. And then I had a moment where, friends, I did the whole podcast and it was so stinking long. Like you would think I was a Joe Rogan 3-hour podcast so long. So I thought, you know what, let's do this different. And so here I am again, re-recording, and we're going to do this one a little different. What we're going to do this week, we're going to talk about re-engaging the audience that's gone cold. But instead of a long podcast that you probably have to pause, that you can't even really sit and take notes on, that you're listening to it like throughout the day as you wash the dishes and all the things, as we do with podcasts. I thought, what if we do this a little different and we do it more like in nuggets, where each day this week, instead of one long episode this week, I'm going to come to you with 5 episodes this week, that Monday through Friday, where I'm going to give you the nuggets you need each day, where you can go take action, start doing the activity that comes with it. So by the end of the week, you are already re-engaging your audience. So this episode is all about warming up that audience and getting them re-engaged, which naturally needs to happen before you begin doing upcoming promotions. You want to build that buzz for that. And let's be honest, like things happen, life happens, kids get sick, family things happen, we get busy, we take time off social media, which is normal and good at times. I mean, like sometimes it's good to have a social media break, and sometimes we have to be the mom and take care of our family. And so if you're like me and life sometimes gets in the way, sometimes we're like, oh, my audience got a little cold because mama hasn't been online like she should. Right? Let's talk about how to engage our audience when maybe they're cold, when maybe you've been away, maybe you step back and you were doing some behind the scene things for your business that were vitally important, but it gave you less time to be present online. So we're going to talk about what we do about that. I'm going to give you like one of the problems. And the reason we're going to talk about the problem that you have is because if you do not realize the problem you're having, why you're doing it and what you're doing, you can't stop doing that. So we have to, number one, figure out exactly how we're self-sabotaging our audience for ourselves, and then fix it. So we're going to completely go through that this week. And I'm going to come to you with like the 5 general things that people do that mess this up. And then you pick which one is yours, which one you're doing, you figure it out and you go fix it, or you do a little bit of all of it, right? So, and I'm going to give you solutions. I'm not going to just go, here's the problem, good luck. That's not what, no, I'm going to say, this is exactly what I do to fix it. And I'm going to show you, because here's the beautiful thing, friends. You can have a cold audience and you can warm them up and you can get them ready to go and host your event in 4-6 weeks, whatever, right? Like you can do this. So the beautiful thing about the social media algorithms is it doesn't take long to re-engage it. And we're going to dive all into that. So without a whole bunch more from that, I want to tell you, so I'm going to start with a little story that happened to me yesterday morning. And it was it was kind of funny. I'm in a text thread with my friend Susie and my friend Jennifer, and we just blow it up all through the week. I get a text and Susie's like, you guys better answer me or else. And what had happened is it had been 2 busy days for me, 2 busy days for Jennifer, and Susie had texted once on each day and nobody responded, which is not our norm. It's just not our norm. But we're good enough friends. She's like, you better answer me or else. We'd gone radio silent on her without intention, but it happens. Right? Life happens. You look at a message, maybe you're driving, you're like, I hear the text, I'll check it later, and you forget, you check it later in your hand, and you're in the middle of walking into a store, so you slip your phone in your purse. Life happens. Just like it does on our social media. Sometimes we go radio silent. So what do? Well, the beautiful thing is like with Susie, we were just like, oh, I'm here. And we can't call out our audience like Susie does. We can't call out our audience and go, answer me or else. A friend can do that in a text thread, but on social media, that's not how it works. It would be so much easier if it did, wouldn't it? So we're going to talk about this because we need to know what mistakes we make, where we drop the ball and go radio silent to our audience, and then how to fix that quickly so we can start re-engaging that audience and get them back to feeling warm and cozy with us, so that when we go to have our events or host a launch, go through a launch process or run a sale or whatever it is, like we want our email rates to be higher. We don't want them to be as low as a toddler's attention span, right? We want our Facebook group to feel like a party, not a ghost town. So we all have these happen. All right, so let's just dive in. I'm going to save us some time here because I told you earlier I'm breaking this up into small ones. So let's get right into it. So the number one problem, and I say number one, these are not, I'm going to bring them 5 this week, but they're not going to be in any order of what's important. Just this is the first one I'm hitting. And we want to talk about this because what it is inconsistent engagement, right? So sometimes we just get inconsistent. And we know that our audience is drifting away from us because we've drifted away first, right? It's kind of like dating, right? Or a friendship. If you stop engaging them, they stop engaging you. It's that simple, right? And you know this is happening to you if your email open rates are getting lower, right? Maybe you've stopped, maybe you were sending emails 3 times a week and now you're sending them once a week or once every other week, and your engagement, your open rates drop, right? Or your social posts, like maybe you were getting 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 likes on a post, and now it's like your mom. Yay, moms. We love our moms commenting on our post, right? Maybe you've noticed, hey, you would get questions in DMs and have conversations there, and you started avoiding the DMs, and boom, there's nothing happening now, right? Or inconsistently showing up. Maybe I did this at one point. I was doing weekly lives in my Facebook group, and I was getting like lots of people on my Facebook lives because it was every week at the exact same time. And then I moved to once a month. Well, it changed, right? My engagement rates on my lives changed at that. So these things happen. And so what this really means is your audience has drifted away because you haven't been consistently nurturing the relationship, right? They've forgotten why they should pay attention to you. Ooh, it's a tough one. I know, right? So why does it happen? Life gets busy, right? Our engagement slips, life gets busy. We get middle of a project. Maybe we're doing the back end things, getting ready for a launch, and our nurturing and our relationships with our audience took a back seat. The problem with that, as coaches, when we are wanting to market like a coach, we're wanting to bring people into these coaching containers with us, and we are wanting to help them build the trust they need to come in and tell us all their secrets, right? Because let's be honest, like, you're a money coach. Nobody wants to come in and talk about money with a stranger. Nobody wants to come in and talk about their marriage or their sex lives with a marriage coach that they don't trust. Nobody wants to come in and tell their health coach how they're secretly binge eating, right? We have to have this level of trust, and our content our content does that, and our engagement with them creates that. So when this happens, the impact that's going on here is that the audience stops feeling that sense of trust they need with us, and they start feeling just like there's no connection, right? It lowers that connection. They forget why they want to follow us. And if they're not engaged, I mean, let's be honest, then like those events we want to have, there's less people there. I that happened to me. Like, it's so easy to happen. That happened to me this summer. I went into an event I was not planning to do it, and then spur of the moment, I decided to hold one. And then my mom surprised us, and she's like, "Hey, let's do a beach trip." And then I had family coming to town. So the 2 weeks I would be normally promoting, I was basically on vacation. And it affected things because I wasn't online. I wasn't online the weeks before, not in the way I normally am, right? And I still had like a 33% conversion from my event. However, what would have things been like if I'd have been more prepared for the event, if my audience had been more prepared, if I had been the guide they needed? So that inconsistently showing up on my part impacted theirs. So what do we do? I'll tell you one of the fastest things to do for this that works like a dream. And I learned this in network marketing. I learned this back in my network marketing days. It's simple. I learned this from Fraser Brooks. He's got videos online on YouTube that teach this, and it's called the CPR method. Comment, post, reply, CPR. So the CPR method is today's tip for you. You can immediately go do it. I love this because Fraser Brooks teaches this where you just set a timer for 10 minutes and you go online and you comment for 10 minutes. You comment and like posts for 10 minutes. And you comment like a real comment, not just drop an emoji, which sometimes that's appropriate, but other times we want to like have a thoughtful comment. And then you make a post after you've commented for about 10 minutes, you post your content and come back in a little while and check for replies and reply to people with meaningful conversation. And you can do this once or twice a day, right? The more you do it, the more engagement you'll get. And you don't have to post twice a day. Like I don't post twice a day on my personal page usually. It's rare. But what you can do is then you can come back and comment again and reply and answer replies. The purpose of this, it works your algorithm, but what it also does is that it opens that door for communication with your audience. But my favorite part of this is quick. It's quick and simple. I'm setting a timer. I am not spending all day on social media. I'm going to spend 2 10-minute blocks on social media or 3 10-minute blocks. You can do this sitting in the car line waiting to pick up your kids. You can do this while you're drinking your morning coffee. You can do this while you're watching a Hallmark movie, sitting in your chair in the living room. You can do this while you're sitting on the porch in the evening, waiting to, just watching the sunset. It's nice. It's easy. It's simple. And it doesn't take a lot of time or a lot of effort. This is not something you need to hire other people for. And it's amazing how just 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes, 10 minutes twice a day will help you be more visible, but it also helps you get to know your audience. And this is very important. So day one, if you are inconsistent on showing up on social media, then find a method, try the CPR method, nice, simple, quick, easy method, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes or something like that if you want to do it twice a day, and engage with your audience. Do it while you're sitting in the car line. Do it while you're sitting on the potty. Simple and easy. All right, my friends, that is day one's tip. Go and have some fun. Try this. Start with me. Comment and reply on my post, and I will come and do the same for you. Like, let's be friends. All right, my friends, go and re-engage that cold audience. Hey, my friends. Thanks for tuning in to the Market Like a Coach podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable and inspiring. Remember, it's all about refining your message and elevating your content game so that you can thrive as a coach. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your fellow coaches. For more tips and strategies and resources, visit me at angelanauman.com.